part of what I wanted to say I couldn't deliver, I didn't know anyway. Such a bittersweet taste, such a perfect waste, all hiding in the back of my conscious state.
Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
Was there a defining moment for you to get into the industry?
If we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment to get me into the industry? I guess it depends on what we call the beginning. I mean, I was born into a very culturally rich family. And what I mean by that is culture was always part of our lives. My mother is a well-known dancer choreographer, so I already had that element that I was introduced to since I was a kid. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, which has a wonderful cultural scene. And I was immersed in the worlds of theater and dance and music and opera and cinema and the visual arts and museums. So I got to see that and to be influenced by that and understand how that is a primary form of communication, not a secondary form, not this alternate form of communication, but to know that this is this normal, wonderful thing. When I was a little kid, I used to gather my brother and my cousins, and I would produce theater. I would create these plays that I would star in, that I wrote and directed, and I had them play all these roles. So I guess, you know, maybe it started back then. But I became a professional or started acting professionally when I was in high school, doing theater in the DC area and doing voiceovers for National Geographic, the Learning Channel, Discovery Channel, and the History Channel. And work begets work. So I think people who are working have a higher chance of getting more work. And the ball kept rolling. And eventually, as it kept rolling, I started to focus more on the business side of it all, to say, okay, so I just met these specific people, these producers, these filmmakers, these directors, these theater owners, these network executives, whatever it is, and say, I need to stay in touch with them because I love doing this. I want to keep doing this, and getting that work begets work philosophy and making sure that it's always a reality. I would say that's kind of the beginning.
Okay, sounds great.
I hope it continues and gets greater and greater. So
absolutely. So I mean, so obviously as an actor, and that's how you started and doing your voiceovers and everything. How did you get involved with the Plot Against America, and what would you do, and what you can tell me about those productions? So before we started the official interview, you and I were chatting about theater, and we were speaking about all the different things that we did in the pre-COVID-19 world. My beginnings were mostly in live theater, but because I grew up speaking multiple different languages and specialize in accents and love character voices, it broadened my castability. And that's how I entered into the television and film and voiceover world. And like I said, work begets work. So once I would get one film role, fortunately, I was able to get another film role and another film role. And this was mostly in the independent film world. And that eventually led to television, like Days of Our Lives, the Michael J. Fox Show, Unforgettable, the What Would You Do, which was a wonderful show for me. Yeah, I think work begets work. I guess I've said that probably too many times in this interview already, but when you have talking points and when you have things to show, it makes it easier for the casting directors, the directors, the producers, the writers to say, oh, I kind of understand this person and this person's brand. Branding is a big thing to think about. And whenever I talk to other artists and creatives, which really is one and the same, no matter what their genre is, no matter what their platform is, whether it's being an actor, a singer, a musician, a painter, a sculptor, a writer, to think about branding. What is it that makes you unique? Like, what do you bring to the table? I used to be an actor who said, oh my God, I can do all these accents. I can play different characters. I can be so many different people. And then I started to focus on, okay, yeah, that is something I bring to the table, but what is special about me? What makes my specific being able to bring something unique to this character, to this production? And I think that helped me get different roles, and also broadened my career further than just being an actor. It broadened it into being a host. I host documentaries and television shows. And as I was doing that, and actually since I was in college, I would always create content. I would create theater productions. I would create guerrilla theater. I would be involved in small theater productions and large theater productions that I was actively involved with creating. And that type of creativity prevailed throughout my career. As I got more into TV and film as an actor and TV host and voice actor, I said, wait, let me create more of my own content. And that's how I added the term filmmaker to my career description, being an actor, host, and filmmaker. Right now I produce and direct about a dozen web series. I'm directing and creating short films and feature-length films, both narrative and documentary. And I'm always being creative, whether I'm part of somebody else's production or it's my own production. And that's something all artists and creatives should do. We need to create. And we inspire other people who maybe don't focus on their artistry and their creativity, because they say, oh, look at this musician, look at this actor, look at this writer, the director, the painter, the sculptor, whatever it is, saying, oh, they're creating, I should create too. Don't you think we all have this human need to create? So we should do it. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing with everything you're doing here with the fan carpet. It's massively creative.
I mean, human beings inherently are storytellers. Like going back to like the cave drawings and cave paintings and all of that. So we've always, like, telling stories around the campfires. We've been doing that for years. We've been doing that for years. So on the subject of genres, and with the plethora of web series and things that you're producing, do you have a preferred genre that you gravitate towards?
As a content creator, preferred genre, as a content creator, something I've always enjoyed is the concept of guerrilla theater. Guerrilla theater is creating theater for an audience that doesn't expect to be an audience. So I took it a step further and made it guerrilla filmmaking. So I create films with people who didn't expect to be creating a film. I have a film series called One Actor Short, where I go out with a full crew into public spaces, and I invite random strangers to engage with me, to play a role, to act in a film. And in under 10 minutes, I try to convince them to do this. If they then agree to play a role, we improvise a scene. I let them choose whatever type of character they're interested in, or help them choose a character if they're not quite sure what they want to do. We improvise a scene. I guide them through the improvised scene. I direct them. And then I have this footage, which I then edit and turn into a film. So One Actor Short really combines so much of what I love doing, which is guerrilla theater, guerrilla filmmaking, right? Creating a film that's highly improvised and experimental, but also putting the cameras on other people, being the storyteller and being the person who shines a light on others, saying, what, you've never done a movie before? Well, here's your chance. You deserve to have the cameras on you. You deserve to be in a movie. We're all special. We're all wonderful. And I get to follow my creative mantra of entertain, uplift, and inspire. So I get to entertain, uplift, and inspire the individuals who choose to be in this, but also the audience can then say, oh my gosh, what would I do? Would I do that? Would I agree? And that's some of my favorite content that I'm working on right now. Awesome.
I look forward to seeing it.
You should. You could see it on my YouTube channel, my Instagram account and Facebook page. All of these will direct people to how they can see it. And then, of course, the One Actor Short series amongst some of my other film projects are in film festivals. So, you know, cross your fingers, we'll see what the successes are. And I've had some good wins at film fests, so that's exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, and hopefully that will bring you to the UK as well. Because we got a nice film. Well, it's probably not going to happen this year, but there's a nice film festival that happens in October. Yeah. Or if you make horror films, there's another one that happens in August called Fright Fest. Yes,
I'm actually very familiar with it. I like the horror film genre, and I created a sci-fi horror film called The Beta Loop. And even in that one, I still had the elements of positivity, of the entertain, uplift, inspire, even though there were frightening moments. So I definitely want to create more horror films. And I guess now in this COVID-19 world, it's already horrific. So maybe I don't have to do much other than turn the cameras on.
Possibly. Yeah. Right, so you've worked with a great crop of talent. Do you have a wish list of people you'd like to work with?
Oh my gosh. Yes. So, I mean, as an actor, one of the most exciting things is to have a good sparring partner, to have that type of actor who has the give and take, where there's a lot of listening. And those are thrillingly exciting people to perform with. And there are a bevy of people who I've been lucky to have as those sparring partners, and more who I'd like to work with. Gosh, so to pick some favorites is challenging. It would be easy to say the actors, like, of course, Meryl Streep or Kevin Kline, by the way, even though I don't know what he's doing right now. He's been one of my inspirations for a very long time. But since we're talking about a lot of my content creation, I think that's something I can more comfortably talk about my favorites. I create content that not only is artistically rewarding for me, but is something that can entertain, uplift, and inspire audiences. So I very much would love to have the ability to collaborate, to co-produce, or to have my content on platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, to collaborate with people like Ellen DeGeneres, whose focus is a lot of positivity. So again, I'm able to focus on positivity with my content, and that's somebody who would be a great collaborator. Same thing with Oprah Winfrey or Apple Plus or Disney Plus, right? We have all of these platforms. So I'm hoping that I can get my content on platforms like that, in addition to network television. We're in a time where we really need more positivity, now more than ever. And I've been creating this content that has the positivity. So I'm hoping I'll be able to reach those networks to further share it and to take my creativity and my content even further than where it is now.
Absolutely.
That was a long answer.
No, that was a great answer. That was a great answer, and it feeds into my next question. All right. Is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to film or TV or Netflix yet that you'd like to be a part of?
So I've been reading Yuval Noah Harari, not just because we have the same first name, but he's taken so many concepts in his books that define what this human experience is, and makes it very, very approachable, very pedestrian. I would be thrilled, oh my gosh, to take his content and turn it into, easily it could be a documentary series, which I would love to host. But it also could be a narrative series, a creative way to tell a story which also imparts information about who we are and why we are. That's something that would be really amazing now. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And obviously, with the emergency streaming services, with their popularity, what do you think the future of cinema is?
I think the future of cinema is that it's going to be shared more and more through people's devices, whether it's their handheld technology or, you know, this laptop, for example, that I'm using, where audiences are going to absorb the content wherever they want to and whenever they want to. So I really think that is the future, where the internet and television already have been merging and are already merged, where they're kind of oddly one and the same now. And the same is going to happen with the rest of cinema, with the rest of the film industry, and possibly with the theater industry and live performances, where instead of having people gather together in one place to absorb the content or to go to a movie theater, I really think it's all going to go onto smaller screens.
Right.
How do we share the content? We'll have to be much more creative with creating content for people who will be watching it online.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are plenty of streaming services to do that with.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, Netflix, for example, you can watch on your television, or you can watch on your phone or your computer or what have you. Same thing with Hulu, same thing with Amazon Video, same thing with Quibi. There are all of these platforms that are doing this. And
the newest one.
We've seen their movies. We've seen Netflix movies and Amazon movies at the movie theaters and on their own platforms.
Yes.
So something to
definitely. And even on the newest one, newest for the UK, Disney Plus. I do that. I have Disney Plus. I start watching a program on my laptop. I then carry on watching it on my tablet. So
right.
It's coming. It's the merging of technology. It's a good time to have these things at your fingertips. It definitely is.
Well, you know, that's why I am even more energized now to continue to create content, because there are so many more platforms through which I can share my content and explore my creativity. But I also love collaborating with people. It's now easier than ever before to collaborate with people and create content together. That's one of the great things that content, right? It's such a vague term. Content is this massive unifying force. It connects us to the people we collaborate with, our co-creators, our co-creatives, and it also connects us to audiences. It creates this beautiful community. in theater history and criticism, we refer to it through using a Latinate term, a Latin term, which is communitas, communitas, which is the immediate creation of a community in a specific moment. So in theater, when I act on stage and the entire audience, or most of the audience, laughs or cries or leans forward in their seat, they now became a community. We now became a community. The same thing happens that I've been able to observe when I'm at film festivals, watching and observing an audience respond to my film up on the screen. They then became a community, and then we became a community because my content and I'm connected to the audience. And that's what we have to keep thinking about more and more. How can we create communities? How can we collaborate together with other people? And it's the unifying force of art and creativity and storytelling. The storytellers, the characters they talk about, the narrative they impart, and the audience become one.
Absolutely, they do. Yeah, it's a very symbiotic relationship in that respect.
Completely.
Because we need them to watch our content, but we need them to tell us what they want to see made. So
and isn't that the same thing you're doing? You're a storyteller. The fan carpet is a platform that imparts stories, that shares stories, that brings people together and connects to an audience to share these stories. And now we're all unified.
Yeah, it is, and we're actually in the midst of crowdfunding for our first short film at the moment.
Brilliant. Tell me, I want to hear more about that.
Okay, so it's called Your Eyes. It's a stalker thriller that I wrote when I was 14. It's been rewritten since, because obviously a 14-year-old brain is not the same as a 30-year-old brain. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun doing it, and we're crowdfunding at the moment to make it. Our lead character, Anna, is a 25-year-old dental nurse, and so my co-writer is a 26, but she was 25 when I asked her to do it. And yeah, so she's writing it because I don't feel comfortable writing dialogue for a 25-year-old woman, because I'm not 25 and I'm not a woman. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I was hoping to have it all filmed already, but yeah.
I would love to read the script.
I will too. We're writing at the moment, so looking forward to doing it.
Fantastic. Oh, if and when you're comfortable sharing the script, send it to me. I would love to read it.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we're at the process of writing it at the moment. So yeah, we're just getting the story together. It's going to be way more ambitious than what I originally wrote, which I'm looking forward to. Like working out how this is all going to work. It's going to be fun. So yeah, we've got looking forward to that. And looking ahead after this crisis is over, or like some semblance of normality. What are you looking forward to getting back to?
So you just asked me what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
For the post-crisis world. I'm looking forward to being able to interacting with people. The content I create involves people and in close proximity without the social distancing. I'm a very tactile person. I'm a very community-based person, and I like being around people. So, and out in nature, I want to be able to go and be free to go anywhere I want to go. So that's something I really miss. I fear that this time can possibly dramatically change the way we function as a as a people, right? That our societies, our cultures will be forever altered by this. So it's about how to still connect with people with that semblance of social distancing. There's going to be a lot of figuring out to do, but throughout the course of human history, it's proven that art is a remedy, that art and creativity represents the people, represents what is happening, represents the time. And I continue to both think outside the box and within the box, or maybe there isn't even a box, to continue to be creative. So I will continue to have to figure out how I can do what I do and share it with people. Yeah, I guess I went off track in terms of what I'm only looking forward to. I'm kind of looking forward to just people being able to get together and do things.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Yeah, so I was trying to plan a paintballing event for me and my company. That's not happening anytime soon. So,
although you can do paintballing at a socially distant, in a socially distant way, you don't have to be that close to each other.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah,
things are getting touched.
And you're wearing the protective gear, so maybe it can still happen. Don't know yet.
I think it would be easier for you to do paintballing than it would be for me to get random strangers on the street to join me in a movie.
Find anyone on the streets at the moment?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I know that, we tend to go dark with a lot of things, but I do have a hopefulness. I embrace the positivity, and there will be good. These are challenging times right now because of the COVID-19 virus and because the way our world leaders in many ways failed us in so many ways. And hopefully they learn that they need to collaborate, that they need to work together as a unified front to deal with a pandemic. Mm-hmm. And if they can do that, the rest of the people, we can do that. We can help each other. We can be more unified. This has forced us to focus on the people on the front lines. And we think, who are the people on the front lines? Normally, when we refer to the front lines, we talk about soldiers, we talk about war. But here we're talking about our doctors, our nurses, the researchers. We're talking about truck drivers. We're talking about grocery store workers. We're talking about farmers. We're talking about mail carriers. We're talking about anybody who is essential to helping us have the lives that we have. So I think that's something positive that comes out of this, is that we remember who is important, who deserves respect, who deserves the spotlight and the camera and the stories to be about them.
Absolutely. I think that's a perfect place to end. It's been such a pleasure to speak to you. Good luck with everything. Yeah, good luck with everything, and hopefully this will all be a distant memory before too long. Let's hope.
I don't know. Like we said, this month of March 2020 has felt like 8 months. Who knows how long April is going to feel? But nonetheless, I thank you for inviting me to chat with you. You're such a great person. I'm really proud of everything that you're doing, and you have this amazing road ahead. I mean, you're one of the people who inspires others to focus on connecting and sharing the narrative, sharing the stories that we need to share. So thank you for being essential to our entertainment industry and for the people who you affect.
And thank you for doing the same. And just before I let you go, so I can put it down on the screen, what's your YouTube channel? And
oh yeah, absolutely. I am super active on social media. the vast majority of my content as an actor, TV host, and filmmaker also ends up on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Yuval David, which is YUVALDAVID. Super easy to find me there. On Instagram, I'm actually Yuval_David_, because by the time I got on Instagram, all the Yuval David accounts were taken. Facebook, it's the same. Facebook, it's just facebook.com/Yuval David. Twitter, I got Yuval David. TikTok, the same. So I very much enjoy the social media, and I would be thrilled to have your audiences go to my YouTube channel and take a look at my content, see what they like, hopefully subscribe and click like and all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll be keeping an eye out on what you come up with next.
Likewise. And send me that script once you finish writing it.
Yeah, we will do. Yeah, we're writing it at the moment. Me and my co-writer, we're writing it at the moment. So that'd be fun once it gets done. And then
absolutely,
I'm not directing it. My colleague, my friend and colleague, as long as I can get her back in the country, she'll be directing it. So yeah, that's Ellie Torres. So hopefully she'll be directing.
Very cool. Wonderful.
So,
I look forward to hearing more about it and staying in touch.
All right, cool. Will do. Thanks very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
Indeed. Stay safe.
You too. Stay safe. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more content next time.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca, with the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels. It's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.